Okay, this is a practical skills question, a 6-marker about the specific heat capacity required practical. So when it comes to answering a 6-mark question, there's a couple of things you have to realize. One, it is not make 6 points, get 6 marks. A 6-mark question is about how well you communicate the answer, and it is marked holistically. And once it's been read and evaluated, it's put into a band 1 to 2, 3 to 4, or 5 to 6. With 5 to 6, for something like this, where it's saying describe how they could carry out this investigation, basically every step needs to be there, and you will get valid results. Okay, 3 to 4, you could still get valid results, but maybe you're missing a few steps, or possibly you've got all the steps, but they're not in the 100% correct order. 1 to 2, you've got some information there, but you won't be, the method won't provide valid results. Yeah, so reading through this one here, you're given the list of equipment, so this equipment should be mentioned. Now, when you are talking about this, you don't necessarily need to specifically say place the 30-watt heater. You could say place the heater. So I would probably draw a diagram of this first to help guide me. So first it says I've got an insulated copper block. So I've got a copper block that has 2 holes, one for a thermometer, a slightly larger one for the heater, and it has insulation. So I'm just going to draw my insulation like this. Okay. I'm going to have a thermometer. Okay. And the thermometer is going to go in here. I'm just going to draw my thermometer like this. Okay. And I've got my heater here, which will be connected to my power supply. So I've got a power supply that's 12 volts. Okay. And an ammeter and a voltmeter. So the ammeter is going to go in series. And then my voltmeter has to go in parallel around my heater. Okay, so this is my experimental setup. It's something that, again, this is one of the required practicals, so it's something that you should be familiar with. Okay, so what am I going to do? So I just have to think about this logically. I'm going to write this kind of point form. If you answer point form, you could only get possibly 4 marks. The 5 to 6 marks you have to have a proper paragraph structure. But the important thing is, so what we got to do is, one is weigh the copper block. Oops. Spelling. Weigh the copper block with the balance. And record the mass. Okay. Then what we need to do is to put a few drops of water in the thermometer hole. And insert the thermometer. And number 3 is wrap insulation around the block. This is to prevent heat loss through the sides of the copper block. Connect the circuit as shown. And insert the heater. Record the initial temperature. Turn on the power supply at 12 volts and record voltage and current. Okay, number 7, record the temperature every 60 seconds for 10 minutes. Okay. Calculate energy transferred. So calculate energy as energy is current times voltage times time. And then what you have to do is you are going to have to actually, by the looks of it, you probably don't even need to have this part. It just says how do you carry out the investigation. So it's just how do you get your results. So going up to number 7, this is what you need to get the answer. One thing that I probably should have used was up here in number 2, I probably should have said use a pipette. Okay. So this stuff here is all in my circuit diagram. Okay, so all this stuff is in my circuit diagram. Okay, I mentioned that. I mentioned this. Okay, this is in the diagram. Not specifically in the diagram, but I did talk about timing it. And this is not in the diagram, but I talked about how to use it. Okay? So that's what we would be looking for in an answer and how you've got to plan out your answer.